All right, folks, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, known as the Real Music Observer, doing what I do, which is observe real music in real time for real people, just like you and just like me. Before I launch into this video about Fleetwood Mac, I want to remind folks that there's this other band that I promoted a while back. They're called the Empty Pockets, and these guys sent me pretty much everything they've ever recorded. This is called Voices. Snow Day, and this is an album of holiday type tunes. This is my favorite album by them right here. And then you've got Introducing the Empty Pockets. A really interesting vocal blend. And again, if you like Fleetwood Mac, but if you also like more folky sort of beatnik rock, I would call it, from the 1960s. Groups like the Vogues, the Mamas and the Papas. These guys got it going on. And I believe they have a new record coming out. I know they have a single that just came out. Check them out. You can go on Facebook too and like their page. And they talk to fans. They actually converse back and forth, which is pretty cool. Empty Pockets. Great people, great music. And go out and buy some of their CDs. All right, so the Fleetwood Mac touring schedule. Here's what I've kind of figured out. I think the management of this band, which you may or may not have heard of, is a guy by the name of Irving Azoff. And he's at least consulting them. I don't know if he's doing full-on management with them, but it seems as though the booking agents might be pushing this group a little too hard based on the fact that these guys are getting a little long in the tooth. And obviously we had the Stevie Nicks Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Somebody sent me a message speculating. Again, this is just speculating, so I don't have facts about this, but they're speculating that maybe Stevie partied a little too hard after the Hall of Fame induction, as a way of celebrating. Cannot confirm that rumor, so we'll just move right along. But it wouldn't surprise me. The report was initially it was a flu, then the promoter in New Orleans, and by the way, we'll get to that show that was supposed to be subbing for the Rolling Stones, who unfortunately had Mick Jagger and his heart valve that needed to be replaced, and thus we didn't get the Stones. A lot of people really looking forward to the Stones. I was. Not that I was going to go, but it would have been a cool event just to see take place. Speaking of that kind of thing, Eric Clapton has announced a few dates in the USA. I'm wondering if anybody cares about poor old Eric these days. But let's get back to Stevie and Fleetwood Mac. So they didn't make that gig, or they couldn't because, again, flu or allegedly possibly pneumonia, according to the promoter down there in New Orleans. And I reported on that, and that video kind of went viral. I'm not sure. No one else picked it up in the rock media, so maybe it was just the flu. But again, I was told by a couple of different people that it was something a little stronger than the flu. So, semantics. Okay, it was a really bad flu. A sickness can sort of progress and get worse. And the reports were, though, right out of the gate that she was feeling better. But we're going to cancel shows like that are 20, 30 days out. And I thought that was a little weird. I think they're being pushed too hard. I think when you look on stage and everybody is in their 70s and they're performing these shows, a couple of hours, 2.5 hours, whatever it is, even though they're getting a lot of help on stage from other musicians, I think this is a tough go. I think for Christine McVie, who is 75, I'm pretty sure about that. I think that's a tough slog. That is, I'm not saying, when you hit 75, you can't do anything. I mean, most people in today's day and age can function pretty well into their 80s, but the problem is, touring, going to the hotel, getting on the plane. I mean, this is, even attending a concert. I can tell you, attending a concert is a lot of work these days, especially if you live far away and you got to drive and you got to wait in line, you got to check in, you got to find your seat, and you're screaming and yelling for a couple of hours, and then you got to drive home. I mean, there's a bit of work involved, and I'm not 18 anymore, and these guys are in their 70s. So I'm wondering why this band is being pushed so hard. They were supposed to make up a bunch of dates, and then they just added Quebec City, which wasn't on the schedule, because it's conveniently located between like Toronto and Montreal, and Boston is in there. Look, folks, I'm pretty sure they're trying to make up for lost revenue. That is part of the reasoning there. I think the other part is Stevie Nicks in an interview a couple of years back, or right after when Tom Petty passed away, she's like, I'm going to throw myself into every project I possibly can. And it was like, okay, that's your response to the death of Tom Petty, is to work harder because, you may drop at any moment. Maybe if Tom didn't work so hard, he'd still be with us. I don't know the weird rationale there, the weird reasoning. But I think she drives it. I think Mick Fleetwood's financial issues drive it. And I think this aggressive management company, which really tries to squeeze every dollar out of every band that they manage, okay, even if the band members aren't getting along, i.e. Journey, okay, they say, hey, we got gigs for you. We got Las Vegas. You can do a residency. 9 dates and, $20 million, whatever they're going to get paid for that, or, that would be probably a low ball number, but you know what I'm saying. And it's very tempting. All you got to do is stand on stage for a couple of hours and pretend that you like doing what you're doing. That's it. You don't even have to be that connected or enthusiastic with the fans anymore. That's why I'm kind of into tribute bands these days. I mean, these guys here, they put on a great show, Escape, the band from northeastern Ohio, who sounds a lot like Journey and who actually interacts with their fans and, doesn't charge a fortune for tickets and so forth. Yes, I know they're not the real thing, and some people hate tribute bands. And if you like Fleetwood Mac, you should check out Rumors of Fleetwood Mac. Holy crap, Batman. I think their video for Everywhere is over 2 million views right now. Just unbelievable. It's just such a great performance, so go check it out on YouTube. But to wrap up this video, because it's already fairly long-winded, it's pretty reasonable to say that Fleetwood Mac is being pushed a little too hard on this tour, and they have quite a bit of tour left because of the rescheduled dates, the European dates, and then the Australian dates. We'll call those the Neil Finn dates, because Neil will be the star of the show down there. I'm thinking the band can just walk off stage and have, the remaining guys, whoever was in Crowded House can come up, or the Split Ends or whatever. They can come up and just, finish out the night. That would be a real easy go of things for Fleetwood Mac once they get to Australia. But we'll see how it goes. Stevie is a twice inducted Hall of Famer now, and so everything is more valuable to the fan who has to go see them because of those reasons. So, I'm telling you, it's mostly management and a little bit of crazy Stevie and Mick Fleetwood who are really driving this. So, that's just my opinion. Again, check out this band here if you like Fleetwood Mac. You gotta love the Empty Hearts. Great people, too. Really a nice bunch of people. And again, isn't that a refreshing change from these celebtards who are really hard to relate to or talk to? All right. See you soon, folks.